Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Ivana and today I'm going to show you an easy, quick, simple recipe on how to bake chocolate chip cookies. But before we begin anything, if you clicked on this video because you thought this was an ab workout or an ab tutorial, you're highly mistaken. Abs are not made in the kitchen, but you can bake cookies. So before we begin anything, ensure that you wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. And if you have long hair like me, ensure that you secure it with a ponytail, a scrunchie, put it in a bun, whatever works for you. So now I'm going to begin this recipe by showing you the ingredients and materials you will need. I will then go by step-to-step process on how to bake these cookies. And lastly, I'm going to show you 3 ways which you can apply this simple recipe into your everyday life. So the ingredients you will need are brown sugar and regular sugar. I have mine both combined in this white jar here. You're going to need all-purpose flour. I prefer unbleached, but you can use whatever flour you like. Chocolate chunks or chips. You're going to want baking soda, baking powder, vanilla, 2 eggs, butter, salt, and that's about it. And for your materials, you're going to want 2 bowls. You're going to want all-size measuring cups and all-size measuring spoons. You're going to want to use a plastic spatula, a metal spatula, and a whisk. To prevent the cookie dough from sticking in when it's baking in the oven, you're going to want to use wax paper. You can use aluminum foil and put a little bit of coconut oil, olive oil, or you can just use non-sticking spray. You're going to need a metal sheet to lay out your cookie dough balls, and lastly, you are going to need your handy dandy oven to, of course, bake your cookies. So the first step, you are going to want to preheat your oven to 375. So go make sure that you do that and we can begin. So in a small bowl, I pre-measured everything so it's much easier for me. You're going to want to add 3 cups of all-purpose flour into your bowl. Next, you're going to want to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and half a teaspoon of baking soda. And whatever salt you want. I choose pink Himalayan because it's my preference. And you're just going to do a dash of salt. Now, once you have combined all these ingredients, you're going to want to take your handy dandy whisk and whisk it all together to ensure that you have everything well combined. This will help us later when we're trying to make our cookies. Now that you have that out of the way, you're going to want to take a huge bowl and you're going to want to cream your butter and your sugar together. So I like 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 cup of granulated sugar. You can do granulated sugar, white sugar, cane sugar, whichever sugar you like. I prefer just pure granulated sugar and brown sugar. So I'm going to add that to my bowl. And next, you are going to want to add your cup of butter. Now make sure it's softened. You don't want it to be completely melted, so I recommend leaving the butter out 30 minutes prior to baking this recipe so it's softened and it's much easier to form the dough. You're going to want to add a splash of vanilla. You're going to want to add 2 eggs. So 1, 2. So like that. And now you're going to take your whisk and whisk this all together until it forms like a liquidy, sugary consistence, kind of like a sugar scrub. So once you have whisked all of this together, you're going to want to take your dry ingredients and slowly incorporate little by little so that you prevent any like flour clumps to develop. So slowly add your flour.